Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channels. It's transfer news. I'm talking transfers, I'm talking ins and outs, and just give my general thoughts about it because the market has slowed down a little bit for us because obviously done a lot of business so early on. But there's a few things that just sort of come out of left field a little bit, so just want to chat about them, give my initial thoughts and opinions, and just sort of go from there and see what you guys think even, because I'm interested to see what you think of a couple of these. So yeah. Once you sort of listen to this, drop a like, give us a comment, sort of give us a subscribe. Have a look at the video that I've posted earlier today, talking about sort of the Chelsea fixture and my thoughts about it. This one's obviously a little bit different. This one's a bit more low-key, some transfers. There's not a lot to talk about, but there is definitely one outgoing that I thought was going to happen, but it's not going to happen, and potentially two incomings, at least one of them maybe being in the future, okay? So I'm going to start with the incomings, okay? Now, we were linked with him, I'd probably say about 6 weeks ago. And this is the one that I think is going to happen in the future. I don't think it's going to happen this year, purely for the fact they've already sold it. They already got rid of a centre-half this summer, okay? And that's Wolves. Wolves obviously let Conor Cody go to Everton, which I think that's shrewd business for Everton. Just sort of a weird sort of branch off there. The guy's Max Kilman, okay? Ben Jacobs said it's one to keep an eye on next summer, okay? Now, I just wanted to sort of quickly talk about it. I won't talk about it too much, obviously, like I said. It's not for the now, it's more for the future, okay? It's, I quite like it, if I'm honest. He knows the three-back system of the three centre-halves. He knows the Premier League. And he really does offer a lot of qualities. Chelsea have also looked at Max Kilman as well. I don't believe he'll move this summer unless Wolves get blown away with an offer just because they lost Conor Cody. And I think Wolves may try and branch away from the three-back situation to just a general four-back. But yeah, I just really quickly, I would love that. I think he would suit the system really well. And I'm all for more and more depth at the centre-half position. All it takes is all it takes is one injury and we're down to, well, really just backups of Sanchez and Tanganga, you know, because I think Longlow would probably be the one that goes into the centre-half position if, you know, we get an injury of one of them. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind one more, but this one looks like for the future. The one that might be for now, and it came out first and foremost about from their side, and then we got linked in because Paratici really likes him, and I'll explain how Paratici's even watched him, okay? So, James Garner from Man United, youngster, okay, he played at Forest last season, obviously getting them promoted into the Premier League. Paratici obviously spent a lot of time looking at Spence, and obviously in turn would have looked at James Garner quite a bit. Really exciting young talent, okay, not going to play for Man United. Man United are very weird. They love Scott McTominay and Fred. Don't know why. They probably wouldn't get into Everton's midfield. And that's saying something. Garner, I believe, is better than both of them. Okay. They need to raise funds for some reason. You know, one of the richest clubs in the world feel like they need to sell off a player for something like 14, 15 million. Just so, I don't know, it can go to De Jong's deferred wages from Barcelona that they'll pay for. I don't know what the reasoning is behind it. But if we can get James Garner, I would be very keen on that. I don't know if he'll be able to go out on loan, though, just because I know there's a bit of a thing about playing for too many clubs all in one go. But for 13, 14, 15 million, yeah, I'm keen on it. I mean, Chelsea are interested in him. He's a player with real talent. United haven't had a real great talent come through for a few years now. I don't even consider... You think Rashford's been there years now. Rashford's 25. I'm not worrying about him. Mason Greenwood, I guess, came through a few years ago. But when you look from then on at the rest of their team, are you going to call Scott McTominay a one? Well, Scott McTominay's, I think, what, 25, 26? This is the real one that's come through recently, not Majory or Alanga or anyone like that. This is the real talent that's come through. And Mark Goldbridge, obviously, you all know Mark Goldbridge from United stand. I really like Mark Goldbridge. I watch a lot of his videos. I think he's funny, he's insightful, he's got great sourcing, he knows what he's talking about, okay? And he tweeted, selling Garner and keeping McTominay every day. I think Man United can't make today any worse than yesterday, and every day I'm wrong. What a lovely positioning to be as a Spurs fan that we're not there. it's nice to be in this position right now where we're like, oh, we're actually competent. We actually know what we're doing. We know what we're looking for. There's a plan. If they said 15 million for Ghana, I'd snap their hand off. I think he could be a real quality player. Does he get into the midfield straight away? No, I don't. But it will allow Pape Matar Sarr to go out on loan. Okay? Allows Alfie Devine to go out on loan. Ghana might go out on loan next year to a Premier League team. He might go to a sort of bottom half of the table sort of team. Not a relegation battle, if you know what I mean. Sort of like 12th to 13th region, you know. You know, where you normally find like your Palaces and things like that. I don't see why you couldn't go and play there. So yeah, I think that would be really good. Those two, I think, would be brilliant to bring in. Yeah, I'd be keen to know how much Wolves value Max Kilman, because I've got a weird thing. Wolves want like 70 million for Ruben Neves. They'll probably want about 50 million for Kilman, which for me is a stretch too far. So yeah, let me know what you think about James Garner. I don't know if you've actually seen him play or anything, or you know anything about him, but Paratici has watched him a lot. And that's always a nice thing, that if we're interested in someone, that at least someone with authority and power has spent time watching, okay? So yeah, there's that. Now, the one outgoing that is happening, Ndombele, Napoli, okay? This came out from Fabrizio Romano, obviously, the main guy. It's a loan deal with an option to buy. Now, the loan deal, we're only going to get $1 million out of it, but I would assume Napoli would probably be paying the majority of his wages because of that reason. If we're basically saying, look, you can have him for free this year, but we're not paying for his wages, it's fair, because I think he's on 250k a week, so that's about a 12 million deal. If we were to say give us the money for his wages and we'll pay it still ourselves, you're looking at 12 million. So they're saving probably at least a few million at least from just the transfer fee, and then they'd have to pay a certain amount of his wages. We probably just said, pay his wages, give us $1 million, we'll wash our hands with it, sort of thing, which, fair enough. The option to buy is 30 million. There was rumours it was going to be like 13, but so at least it's something that we looked at and went, that wouldn't be a bad deal. I think he could tear it up in Italy. Slower pace. Yes, defensively, teams are a little bit more sound, but if it is a bit slower pace, for a guy who at times can get caught up position, can run himself into the ground a little bit, just come from fitness that levels aren't as high as other people. Plays for a really good team. He's going to get some European football as well, which is always nice. I think it's a win-win-win. Yeah, win for us, win for Napoli, and a win for Ndombele. And if it works and they go and buy him for 30 million, I think, do you know what? That's probably as good as we would probably hope for. So I don't have an issue with that. I think a lot of Spurs fans, when they first heard the 30 million euros, so 1-3, not 3-0, I think a lot of people just sort of were up in arms. And I thought, well, a lot of big teams do this. If something's not worked, just move them on, okay? The 30 million, if it was that, fine. But we'd have moved them on. We'd have just washed our hands and gone away with it. That is what a top team does. We've done it a little bit differently. And if it works the way everyone hopes it, and I really hope Ndombele absolutely smashes it in Napoli. I hope Napoli smash it as well to go alongside it. We'd get 30 million euros or something near that at least. That's probably as best we can hope for. So I'm pretty happy with that, if I'm honest. And the one that was touted to leave for ages and hasn't, and apparently he won't, is Bryan Gil. So I always thought Bryan Gil, Spain. He'll go. I mean, he was linked with a few teams in France. I remember earlier in the summer, but I thought Spain, it'd probably be Valencia. Well, apparently he had a deal agreed with Valencia. Everything looked sort of all good to go, and Spurs blocked it. I think we're going to use Bryan Gil a little bit this year. I think we're going to use him in games where we can rotate a little bit. League Cup, he'll definitely get minutes in for sure. I think he'll get minutes for sort of last 20, 30 minutes of games, maybe if we're 2-3-0 up, and just get him a bit more confidence. I think that's something that maybe he doesn't have in the Premier League. I mean, no one can call him a flop, and if you call him a flop, you're a bit of a weirdo, because he's played all of about 3 minutes for Spurs. He clearly needs to bulk up a little bit. We know that, but we also get him some Premier League confidence against maybe some less physical teams, you know, teams that are a bit more finesse. So I don't have an issue with this whatsoever. I really don't, because he's in-house, he's young, he's got a lot of quality. He's left-footed, which I think is always nice to have a winger's left-footed alongside Kulusevski. When you got, you think of Son and Richarlison still there, Lucas Moura, all right-footed, obviously Kane right-footed. It's nice to have a couple of options of left-footed, So yeah, I'm not against that. The more I thought about it, the more I came around to the idea of it actually being a good thing. So yes, there you are. They have it. James Garner might be someone that we're looking at. I really hope we are. Paratici is a fan, which is always something that makes you think, yep, he's coming in here to cook. Max Kilman potentially for the future. Interesting. I quite like it, but if he's going to cost quite a bit of money, more money than Romero would cost, you're kind of going to lose me a little bit there. Ndombele off to Napoli with obviously what we're getting from it for this year and potentially the option to buy maybe being triggered, depending if there's parameters in there that if you hit certain things, it becomes an obligation. And obviously Bryan Gil looking like he's going to be staying now. Let me know what you think. Let me know, first and foremost, do you want Garner? Do you not want Garner? Do you want Kilman in the future? Do you not want Kilman in the future? Let me know what you think about the Ndombele deal. And let me know what you think about Bryan Gil staying. It's all very interesting. It's all a lot of things going on. I do feel Spurs are going to sign at least one more player. Probably more of an attacking option. Zaniolo would have been the guy, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't really think we're in for Maddison, especially if Perisic is taking corners like that. We're probably not going to think about needing to take a set-piece taker. So, yes, we'll have to wait and see. There's still 2 weeks left. It's a long, long time left. And I know Conte always wanted 6 to 8 players. Well, he wanted 6 in basically before tour. He pretty much got that. It's now about tweaking a few things, adding in a couple of places here and there. But let me know what you think, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll see you all very, very soon.